What do you think of when you hear the word animation? Do you think of old cartoons you watched as a kid? Or do you think of new features that have been huge hits? Either way, you've probably encountered some form of animation in your lifetime, and today I will walk you through how animation began. My name is Kelsey Huckabee, and this is the history of animation. Animation, by definition, is the technique of photographing successive drawings or positions of puppets or models to create the illusion of movement. To simplify, it's the act of taking still images or figures and placing them in repetitive positions to create motion. The magic lantern of the 19th century is not only attributed to being an early technique for the motion picture camera, it also became the start of early animation. In 1834, a man named William George Horner created the Zerotrope, which was a device with a hollow drum that rotated with several frames of images inside. And many years later, in 1876, Emily Renaud expanded upon Horner's invention to make these moving images projectable to an audience. Renaud hand-painted his own characters to be projected, and thus animation was born. Many artists after Renaud tried their hands at this new form. J. Stort Blackton created humorous phases of funny faces, along with other simple animations. One standout artist among these animators was a man named Winsor Mckay. Mckay created what was known as the first cartoon star, Gertie the dinosaur. Inspired by Mckay's animation, Australian artist Pat Sullivan created the famous cartoon Felix the Cat. Felix's simple design made him easy to animate in various ways. Felix went on to inspire another passionate artist who you might have heard of. Walt Disney was a pioneer of modern-day animation. Originally famous for his Oswald Rabbit cartoons, Disney later created his signature character Mickey Mouse for his short Steamboat Willie. These short films put the Disney studio on the map, but the film Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is what made the studio stand out above the rest. Snow White was the first animated film to use Technicolor, sound, and be a full feature length. This changed the game for animation completely. Now animated features were more than just silly cartoons, they were marketable family features. Disney went on to make more feature films following Snow White's success, and many studios tried to follow in Disney's footsteps. Even to this day, studios are trying to keep up with the success of Disney. It wasn't until the 80s that another breakthrough of animation would come. In 1984, the animation studio Pixar would debut with their first computer-generated short film, otherwise known as 3D animation. The Adventures of Andre and Wally B was a staple of innovation in the animated world, and Pixar would continue to work with the technology to create other shorts such as Tin Toy, Red's Dream, and Luxo Jr. Pixar would make another advance for animation with their first full-length 3D film, Toy Story, in 1995. More and more smaller studios popped up after Pixar, chasing their success. Nowadays, most film studios have been purchased by the Walt Disney Company, but new advances in technology continue to drive studios to creating beautiful works of art, and I'm excited to see what comes next. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you've learned something.